Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Now today I wanted to go over this quick little article from InStyle regarding some recent reports that are coming out saying that Queen Camilla and Catherine the Princess of Wales apparently have a tense relationship. Now of course this is kind of rumours, take it all with a pinch of salt, but I thought it would be interesting to go through and I would like to get your guys' thoughts on it in the comments down below, especially because I always am quite skeptical about these things. So the main caption underneath the title, Why Queen Camilla and Kate Have a, quote, tense relationship, it says Camilla isn't quite ready for the Princess of Wales to become queen. It says King Charles and Queen Camilla waited patiently for it to be their time to take the throne, supporting Queen Elizabeth in her duties, so now that they're in their new roles, they want to enjoy them. While Charles knows that the crown is in Prince William's destiny, he doesn't wish to hand it over prematurely. Camilla is also enjoying the influence that comes with being queen, and her relationship with Catherine the Princess of Wales doesn't make her eager for the transfer of power either, according to this writer. A source told Us Weekly, it says that Camilla has embraced her time as queen and takes her job very seriously. She, quote, loves her responsibilities. Her whole life she has always wanted to be queen, so she doesn't want to let it go so fast. The outlet added that Camilla, quote, is particularly hesitant to pass on her duties to Kate, with their source, and now this source is kind of vague and unknown, so do take this with a pinch of salt, but it says that she added the Princess of Wales and her mother-in-law have, quote, always had a tense relationship. Now, I do come at this with a healthy dose of skepticism because I have not seen anything particularly to suggest that that might be the case. Of course, there's probably always kind of this unspoken little thing nagging in the back of the mind that you've got to pass on your duties, but that is just part of being the royal family. So Camilla is not, unaware of that fact. She knows that fact. So I don't know how this source is getting their information, whether they are a close source within the palace. You sometimes see royal sources, anonymous sources coming out from the staff within these royal palaces, but then again, this is a deeply personal issue, so I didn't want to just report it as if it was fact, to want to come at it with a healthy dose of skepticism. So with that out of the way and that being said, the article continues by saying that tense relationship apparently also extends to Charles and William, and now this is where I start to doubt the source a little bit. I think King Charles and Prince William have a very, very good relationship. The additional source, Us Weekly, says they have a second source, says that the father and son are close, but that they are rivals when it comes to work, and their jealousy is similar to how Charles felt about Diana. While Charles doesn't feel sidelined and is more proud than anything, the reigning monarch, quote, does feel the public anticipation for William's future role. Meanwhile, William and Kate are doing their best to prepare for their time on the throne, with the source saying, quote, William and Kate have been preparing for this for many years. They both feel comfortable stepping into greater roles and are confident that William can provide a modern way of ruling and that everyone will see this as a breath of fresh air. Now, I do understand that King Charles had to wait a long time to come to the throne, 70 years, he's the longest Prince of Wales in waiting for the throne, but still, I do not think that he has a bad relationship with William. If anything, he has worked to unite the royal family more than any other royal family member. King Charles has even forgiven Prince Harry to some extent and wants him to, be on good terms, and it is actually Prince William who is not ready to forgive Prince Harry yet, for good reason, obviously, but that just proves that King Charles is a unifier. He wants to keep the royal family close-knit, and he's done a lot to modernise the royal family as well. So I do slightly question these sources, but I did think it would be an interesting thing to talk about today. And that being the first story, I also wanted to quickly talk about this new Christmas message. I thought it didn't warrant its own video necessarily, but I thought I could tag it along to the end of this because this is wonderful. Catherine the Princess of Wales has shared an emotional Christmas message because she has actually written a letter to guests who will be attending her carol service, her Christmas carol service, amid her own cancer recovery, of course. She recently completed her course of chemotherapy, that preventative chemotherapy, but she has now written a letter to the guests that will be attending this service, so I wanted to quickly go over it. And they posted some lovely pictures on the Prince and Princess of Wales's social media pages with some pictures of the letter, and she has given her thanks to the people who have gone above and beyond for their families and communities this year, with the Princess of Wales advocating for love, kindness and empathy in this heartfelt letter to the guests of her annual carol service and other church services held around the UK. Amid her own cancer recovery, Catherine the Princess of Wales has reached out to each of the 1,600 guests who will gather in Westminster Abbey on the 6th of December and elsewhere with the emotionally charged letter, coming after a year in which she has had major surgery, followed by, of course, the cancer diagnosis, and while her father-in-law King Charles is still undergoing cancer treatment, her words seem to carry even more poignancy, according to People magazine, and indeed I do believe that as well. In the communication, the Princess of Wales seems to be thinking of those who have helped her and have supported her family. Catherine and her husband, Prince William, will be joined by other members of the royal family for the occasion, and it is likely that the couple will bring their 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis, as they have done in the past, and I'll be putting some pictures up in the background for you to see what that was like in previous years. I always love to watch the Christmas Carol service. It's a really nice time to kind of come together and see that unity, as I was talking about earlier, of the Prince and Princess of Wales really getting into their groove for Christmas, and hopefully it will go off without any issues this year as well. The holiday period is one of her favourite times of the year, Catherine said, as a moment for celebration and joy. She added, it also gives us the opportunity to slow down and reflect on the deeper things that connect us all. It is when we stop and take ourselves away from the pressures of daily life that we find the space to live our lives with an open heart, with love, kindness and forgiveness, so much of what the Christmas spirit is all about. The Christmas story, Catherine says, not only encourages us to consider others, but it also, quote, reflects our own vulnerabilities and reminds us of the importance of giving and receiving empathy, as well as just how much we need each other in spite of our differences. Above all else, it encourages us to turn to love, not fear, the love that we show ourselves and the love that we show others. Love that listens with empathy, love that is kind and understanding, love that is forgiving, and love that brings joy and hope. So some really, really heartfelt words going into this, and I do think this does sound exactly like what Catherine would speak about, so I do think she has written this letter herself. I know I saw some people saying, oh, this is just ghostwritten, but this does seem really heartfelt and personal from Catherine, so I do believe she wrote it herself, because it does indeed also echo the video message she released when she finished her cancer treatment, and she gave this voiceover saying she was grateful for the simple yet important things in life which so many of us often take for granted. So she is really kind of reflecting that same message in this letter. So an amazing story coming out about that as well. I thought I could tag on to the end of this video. But yes, let me know what you thought in the comments down below on both of these stories, and thank you very much for watching.